Welcome to BOJTV's Trending News. For top stories in local, regional and international news, along with sports and local weather forecast, I'm Carla. Coming up in our local trending news. Bank customer service rep is shot and injured by gunmen at a city centre in Montego Bay Desert Hospital. A Suriname national caught with 25 pounds of cocaine at airport. House approves 1-month extension of SOE in St. Catherine and Clarendon. Now the news in detail. The House of Representatives yesterday approved a 1-month extension of the state of public emergency, the SOE, in the parishes of Clarendon and St. Catherine until October 19. In his address, Prime Minister Andrew Holness noted that over the period January 1 to September 16, 2019, some 948 murders and 908 incidents of shooting were recorded across all 19 police divisions. While there has been notable reductions and some marginal differences in many of these divisions, there are others that have recorded notable increases. Therefore, overall, the government sees the crime situation with grave concern, Mr. Holness said. He pointed out that the government has noted with concern the recent crime trends in Clarendon and in South St. Catherine. The SOE was announced for the parishes of Clarendon and St. Catherine on September 5. A bank customer service rep who was shot and injured by gunmen during a drive-by shooting outside a financial institution at a city centre Montego Bay, St. James, last Friday, has died at hospital. The victim, 28 years old Nicholas Hutchinson, died at the Falmouth Hospital yesterday morning. Reports are that about 2:30 p.m. last Friday, Hutchinson was walking from the direction of the bank towards the parking lot at a city centre when a motor vehicle drove up and a group of men travelling on board opened fire, hitting him multiple times. Hutchinson was rushed to hospital where he was admitted in serious condition for a week and then succumbed to his injuries. Members of the Narcotics Division arrested and charged a Suriname national for breaches of a Dangerous Drug Act after he was caught in possession of 25 pounds of cocaine at the Norman Mann International Airport in Kingston on Tuesday. Facing charges of possession of, dealing in and attempting to import cocaine is Woodley Roche Marius Decker, a mechanic off White Street in Suriname. Reports are that about 7:30 a.m. Decker arrived at the airport on the connecting flight from Trinidad and Tobago. While waiting to board another flight to Bahamas, his luggage was searched and cocaine weighing approximately 25 pounds seized. The drug has an estimated street value of $3.2 million. Romario Green, otherwise called Boo, the escaped prisoner of Thorpe Street in Falmouth, Trelawney, was escaped police custody after appearing at the Falmouth Parish Court on Monday, September 16, has been recaptured. Green was handed over to the Falmouth police by a family member yesterday afternoon after a public appeal was made for his capture. Reports are that on Monday, Green was facing charges of murder, conspiracy to murder, and wounding with intent, appeared in court on additional charges of housebreaking and larceny. While being taken from the Falmouth courthouse holding area, he managed to free himself and escaped. He has since been slapped with additional charges. 3 police constables who were taken into custody on suspicion of corruption on Sunday, September 8, was officially charged on Tuesday with the breaches of the Corruption Prevention Act, following a ruling made by the Director of Public Prosecution. The 3 constables, who are attached to the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, appeared in court and were granted bail in the sum of $200,000 each. Constable Kevon Fairclough was charged with corruptly soliciting and accepting money to do an act in the performance of his duty, while Constables Junior Reid and Sadiq Williamson were charged with accepting money to do an act in the performance of their duties. All 3 officers were placed on suspension, ordered to surrender their travel documents, and to report to their respective divisions on Wednesdays and Saturdays. The sentencing of Peter Gay French, the woman who pleaded guilty to stealing a baby from the Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston on January 9, has been postponed. It is understood that the new sentencing date is set for October 3, 2019, as a judge who was supposed to hand down the sentence is unavailable. French was taken into custody on February 5 when she turned up at the Registrar General's Department in Twickenham Park, St. Catherine, attempting to register the baby. A subsequent DNA test confirmed on February 7 that the baby belonged to Sinclair Hutton and his common-law wife, Suzette White. Prior to the matter being transferred to the Supreme Court, it was said in the Kingston and St Andrew Parish Court on April 25 that French lurked at the hospital for almost a month before stealing the child. Those were your top stories making local trending news. Now join us for news from across the region, as well as our international story, sports and local weather forecast. From across the region. Jerry, a storm swirling in the Atlantic Ocean, became a Category 1 hurricane today, but so far posed minimal threat of landfall as it made its way northwest, forecasters reported. The center of Jerry will be near or north of northern Leeward Islands on Friday, past north of Puerto Rico on Saturday, and east of southeastern Bahamas on Sunday, the U.S.-based National Hurricane Center said. A tropical storm watch was in effect for a trail of Caribbean islands stretching from Bermuda to Anguilla, indicating that tropical storm conditions are possible in those regions over the next 36 hours. In international news, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has said he cannot remember how often he wore blackface as a younger man, as a scandal deepened ahead of an election. He was speaking after more images of him wearing black makeup when he was younger emerged. I am wary of being definitive about this because of the recent pictures that came out. I had not remembered, he told reporters in Winnipeg. The revelations have rattled his campaign in a tight election race. Canadians will go to the polls on October 21. The images are so embarrassing for the Prime Minister because he has positioned himself as a champion of social justice, inclusivity and diversity. When his cabinet was sworn in 2015, half the appointments were women. 3 were Skeets and 2 members were from indigenous communities. A video came to light on Thursday in which he was seen in a white t-shirt and torn jeans, his face and limbs covered in black makeup. In the footage shot in the 1990s, he was seen laughing, throwing his hands in the air, sticking his tongue out and pulling faces. Mr. Trudeau would have been in his late teens or early 20s at the time. Over in our sporting report, the national senior team head coach Theodore Whitmore has expressed cautious pleasure at the very positive movement of the Jamaica Reggae Boys in the FIFA rankings issued yesterday. The team moved up 5 places to 47th in the overall rankings with a total of 1,435 points, up from the previous 1,425. It is also ranked 4th on the CONCACAF table. This is, of course, positive for the team and the country, and this is in keeping with the objectives that the players, technical staff, and the Federation set at the beginning of the CONCACAF Nations League group phase, Whitmore declared in a statement today. Our wish is for it to continue to get better, and I will be lobbying with the Federation to ensure that what is necessary to make this happen is indeed put in place, because we do not want to get complacent. On our local weather forecast, insignificant feature, a broad trough remains across Jamaica and the Central Caribbean. The trough is expected to remain across the region for the next few days. A tropical wave is also expected to move across the island on Saturday, which will result in an increase in showers and thunderstorms across sections of the island. The forecast for tonight will see some lingering showers across central and western parishes, then becoming partly cloudy. Tomorrow morning, partly cloudy across eastern parishes. Tomorrow afternoon, widely scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, mainly across central and western parishes. Minimum temperature expected for Kingston as well as Montego Bay tonight is 25 degrees Celsius. That was BOJTV's Trending News, your top local, regional and international stories, as well as sports report and weather forecast. Until next time, I'm Carla. Thanks for watching.